start on AD. What did you see from him, and based on what your expectations were and how he was moving physically, especially?
Great to see him back in a Lakers uniform and on the floor for us. Had a little bit of rust, but I thought he played extremely well, and we're super excited to have him back out there.
Do you know the plan yet, Frank, for tomorrow and evaluating how he feels, and then what the plan would be for the next game minutes-wise?
Yeah, it's just predicated on how we respond to tonight's work. Be evaluated tomorrow, and then we'll go from there.
How much did you think that impacted the way the game flow went in terms of him playing the first half, not the second? And how did you guys did you see a difference in the way you played in the halves?
Yeah, I mean, there were two different halves for sure. But anytime you integrate a player of that caliber, there's going to be an adjustment period with the guys around him, not just with him. And I feel like we saw that a little bit in the first half, but that's just part of what we have to go through during this stretch. And hopefully before we know it, he'll be back to playing normal starter minutes and helping us win games.
Dave?
Frank, I'd say tonight's game because of AD coming back, and then that game you played in Brooklyn Saturday night and against one of the the more notable teams in the league this season were some of the more high-profile, high-attention games that you've had in this last stretch. And in both of them, Schroeder had really big nights. Does that say anything about him being like a big-time player? And what did he give you tonight? He really seemed to really spark that comeback in the third.
No question. This is arguably his best game as a Laker. I think that is a good sign that he's rising to the occasion on big games, and hopefully that bodes well for us come playoff time. But he was spectacular tonight. I think 25 and 13 with 4 turnovers and guarded Luka much of the night. Really great performance by Dennis.
Kyle?
Hey, Frank, I know at that point it's out of your hands in the second half where AD's got to rest, but was there any, impulse in your body just sort of being like, wait, this guy's healthy now, and wouldn't it be so great to play him, or where were you at mentally with that?
Zero. There's a plan to get him some work. We don't have any practice time, so we have to use games to get him back in shape, and you have to follow the medical team's recommendation. So there's no.
Brad?
How you doing, Frank?
All right, BT. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Your starting backcourt had a combined 54 points, 29 from KCP, 25 from Dennis. How encouraging is that to see that from both those guys being attacking and being aggressive like that?
Yeah, well, we already talked about Dennis, and KCP's been playing this way for a few weeks now, and I love it. I'm super excited about what he's done over the last few weeks, and I think that's something that can carry over to when we're whole with Bron, AD, and Drum out there. I think we're going to be a tough team to beat. If you get that type of performance from Dennis and KCP, so really encouraging signs from both of those guys.
We've got time for a couple more. Jovan?
Hey, Frank. What did you think of AD's defense tonight? I know he had that one back-to-back sequence where he blocks Porzingis and then forces Luka into the corner and he airballs it. And as he's getting his legs back and kind of getting his offense back, is that kind of the area you see him impacting the game the most for now?
He impacts the game on both ends, but his defense was great. I think you picked up right where he left off. I think he's the best defensive player in the league when he's got his legs under him and conditioned. But you saw some of that tonight with those plays you alluded to. He also stole a corner skip pass that really should have been a rotation, and he just plucked it out of midair. So he's a difference maker on both sides of the ball, but he was terrific on D tonight.
Last question, Bill Plaschke.
Bill, I think you're muted.
It looks like he lowered his hand also. Let's go to Melissa Rowland.
Hey, Frank. Considering how serious that AD's injury could have been, and just sort of the fear that everybody felt when he first went down, can you describe the sense of relief that personally felt tonight, seeing him back out on the court after 30 games?
Well, I think the sense of relief was more about, the morning after that happened. when we found out that everything was structurally sound. And tonight was about just excitement about what's ahead of us. With AD returning the lineup, hopefully Bron getting back in there soon, and what we could look like when we're whole. So it's just even though we lost, it was a really positive night for the Lakers in terms of where we're going.
All set, Frank. Thank you.
Thanks.